Hello, beautiful star seeds. Thank you for watching the Brand Magic Masterclass. I am recording this from the Hollywood Hills in California. I am currently looking over a lush backdrop of mansions and palm trees, and it's been such an amazing trip. I just want to commend you for showing up today to learn something new, something that's going to really benefit you. And I'm really excited to share this knowledge, this wisdom, this expertise with you. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to take a vow today to follow our intuition. So I do this at the beginning of every single one of my master classes because I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for me following my intuition. I have never taken a logical path. If something didn't work out or if something didn't make sense to me, I did not do it, which led me to a life of never settling. And now I've been able to create a lot of freedom in my life. And now I'm here in beautiful California at an Airbnb living my freedom lifestyle, my dream that I have been able to create over years of following my intuition. So I want everyone to raise their hand with me. We're going to take a vow, we're going to set an intention. So, universe, I now take a vow. I now set an intention to always follow my intuition, no matter where it leads me. I now set an intention to release logic, release control, and surrender to the unknown and trust that it's going to lead me and guide me to exactly where I'm meant to be. Amazing. So today's agenda, we're going to do some intention setting. We're going to talk a little bit about who I am, why I'm here, what I do, and how I actually got myself to this point. We're going to discuss personal branding, of course. We're going to do a guided meditation. And then I'm going to give you an opportunity to journal on what you've received from the meditation. We are going to discuss energetics. That might be a very new concept to you. All of this might be a new concept to you. And then I have a little surprise at the end that I know you're going to thoroughly enjoy. So, intention setting. I set an intention before I do everything. So, I set an intention before I meditate. If you set intentions at the beginning of your day, you can really control the direction in which your day goes. When you set an intention, it connects the crown chakra to the etheric field. And that energy has no choice but to move in the direction that you have commanded it in. So, it locks in a law of the universe and it has to move. So I encourage you to set intentions before you do everything. So I now set an intention for all of you to release old programming. So anything that you've learned up until now that is not serving you anymore. And now you've come to learn some new information, some higher consciousness, and bring that into your awareness. So that's really amazing. And I now set the intention for all of you to upload my self-expression codes. And what that means is that I have really been able to release a lot of, masks that I've been wearing, a lot of performance, a lot of people pleasing, a lot of hiding. And I've truly been able to just show the world who I actually am and be so grounded in that, regardless of what anyone thinks of me. Um, so I really want you to upload that level of freedom within yourself to be self-expressed and to not worry about what anybody thinks about you. I also set the intention for you guys to discover your it factor. So I believe every soul has come here with a purpose, and your job is to consistently ask what that is and allow the universe to reveal it to you slowly over time. And today we're going to do a guided meditation that's going to take you within the subconscious mind to uncover exactly what it is that you need to receive right now to direct you to your most aligned path. And I also set the intention for you guys to gain clarity on brand magic. And brand magic is really what has allowed me to transform in such a short amount of time. And it's been such a liberating journey, and there's so much freedom in building your brand. So I really want you guys to learn about the power of, personal branding and the power of energetics together. So, this is me. I am an intuitive coach, healer, and entrepreneur. So, first of all, to know me is to understand that I am psychic. Uh, Everything I do is spirit led. So my spirit guides tell me what to do. They help me with this business. They help tell me, where to invest my money, what coaches to invest in. And they've really been the reason how I've even created this business. And every program, every offer, everything that I do, I have been able to receive from them. And I actually just bring it to life through this business. So, when you are fully in soul alignment with the reason you came here, your purpose, your mission, you are able to access your spiritual gifts and use them to build your path of least resistance, your path to your highest timeline through using the spiritual gifts that you can access. So I've been able to work with my spiritual team to create this version of myself and this business. And it's been such a blessing to have that type of help and support. Because as we all know, like planet Earth can be very challenging. So having that extra set of wings, basically, really helps you have a lot more ease and clarity and flow within your life. So I come from a strong hustling background, and this is a very is a more feminine, soft approach to life and to business. So I communicate with higher dimensional beings such as guardian angels, archangels, galactic beings, and elementals such as fairies and dragons. These are beings connected to source that carry a frequency of guidance, protection, healing, divine order, and unconditional love. They are also advanced intelligences with technology and wisdom beyond human capacity. So psychic work runs in my family, and my gifts came online after a spiritual awakening in 2025. So I have always been wise beyond my years and highly intelligent, but now I finally understand why. I always felt like I didn't fit in, like I knew something wasn't quite right, like something was very different, something was a little off, and I was just like, I don't really understand why I feel this way. And it was because I had a heightened awareness this whole time, and I just didn't understand what that was. So I understand myself so much more now. And I think a lot of you who are watching this, you will learn something about yourself today that will make you feel so much more comfortable and at home. Because I do believe a lot of the people that are coming into my field do have a heightened awareness. And they also might have had a very traumatic backgrounds. And that is the path of finding your purpose and then using whatever it is that you have gone through to help other people. So, this is me before my spiritual awakening, which happened in 2021. This was my identity. I was very, very masculine in my masculine energy. I was always hustling, working a lot of jobs. I battled drug addiction for so many years, like 15 maybe on and off. Same with drinking alcohol. I was always the life of the party. I was always at concerts. It was a very loud lifestyle. It was very go, go, go. I fluctuated between, being overweight and then being underweight because of the drug addiction, and then also the toxic relationships that I got into were very detrimental to my mental health. I've really struggled with very like poor body image. I've had a hard time with my reflection for 30 years. So, I used to count calories when I was like 15. I've always looked in the mirror and just ripped myself apart. And it's been something I've had to overcome, especially over the last 8 months of building my brand. So, Yeah. So this is a meme that someone created about me, which is, nice as you can see. So, I do want to preface by saying, I don't have any shame around this lifestyle. I had to go through this. This was part of the journey. And I had, as much as I was in a very poor mental state, I still had fun. I still was always focused on building a career. So, regardless of what I was battling, I was still in and out of school. I was still always working very hard. And I still maintained focus on my vision and where I wanted to go. And because I stayed faithful to my vision, I have been able to completely let go of this identity and evolve into who I am now. So this is me now. I am 5 years fully sober. I'm healthy and fit. I'm fully in my purpose, which I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know what that was growing up. Having a purpose was not a concept that was discussed within my family or anywhere in my surroundings or the town that I grew up in. So if this is foreign to you, you're like welcome. And basically, what I've learned over the last couple of years of communicating with my guides is that every soul comes here with a strong intention, and it's kind of like you're like in a video game and you're on a mission, and your mission is to actually discover who you are and who you are without all of the trauma and the programming. And you kind of go through a series of events in your younger life up into your teens and your like early adult life that really shape you. And then your job is to actually learn how to unravel all of the experiences you've had and heal from them, and then sort of come into a more whole state of being where you are actually just more authentic. So you kind of release what your parents taught you, what you've learned from your friends and what you've learned from your past relationships, and you get to become more whole, authentic, and true to yourself as you heal and as you grow. But you have to be willing to let things go. That's where the power is. So I am now building my dream life, and my core goals in life are time, location, and financial freedom. So we achieve that by running an online business where we can make money from our phone or our laptop, and we can go anywhere in the world, and our business comes with us. So we're not stuck to one physical location. We also we get time freedom by selling high ticket products, which basically crack the code on getting you out of survival and not trading hours for dollars, working a 9 to 5, even a serving job, any job that you have where you're still working hard for a small amount of money. You get to crack that code by selling high ticket products online, and then it fully removes you from being in survival and struggle, and you actually just get to get your time back instead of working for little amounts of money, overworking and being underpaid, right? So, and then financial freedom, of course, by running your business, selling high ticket products online. So, um, yeah, and I also am now living a life of luxury, which has always been a dream of mine. I come from a very, broken family. There's a lot of poverty, and I've never felt like I fit in, and I've always moved towards luxury and finer things. And now I'm here in an Airbnb in the Hollywood Hills, and I've been in LA all week, and it's been absolutely beautiful, and I'm very grateful. So, once again, to myself for never giving up and continuing to move forward regardless of what anyone says. So I'm also in the process of building a legacy for myself and creating, wealth that can be passed on to other generations. And I am calling in my soulmate. So this is a desire for a lot of people. My guides have essentially told me there is one person coming for you. And what that allows me to do is release the outcome, and I don't have to chase it. I don't have to put a man at the center of my life, and I can actually just focus on my mission and the reason that I'm here and my business and my health and yeah, just building my life on my own. And I really want all women to experience having power and this type of sovereignty without a man. And I truly believe that that is what will help you really rise, and then you will actually attract someone that is so much better for you in the long run. So I want to be a living vessel of that so that other people can get inspired by it and choose to take this path as well. So this is all, this is me now. I've really cleaned my act up. These are my beautiful friends that Spirit has gifted me with. That I have so much more aligned relationships. Like my friendships are healthier. The girls are just, so much more supportive, and I'm so grateful. And this is all thanks to my spiritual team. Like I would not have even been able to be here if it wasn't for them. I would probably be dead or in jail. If you saw my former lifestyle, it was very tumultuous. So, yeah, I strongly encourage you to connect with your spiritual team. It will change your life. So, I'm going to discuss a little bit about my entrepreneurial journey and how I actually got here. So, essentially, I was working in a restaurant while going to university during COVID. So, or at the beginning, before COVID happened. And that's why this began in 2018. So, I remember I was still battling like drug addiction, and then I had a thought at my job, and I was like, if you ever want to stop doing this stuff, you need to start selling it. And that was my magical thought. And so essentially, I actually followed that thread and I did begin this journey as a drug dealer, and it saved my life. So I started before COVID happened, and then once I lost my job, as most people did in the restaurant industry, because everything closed, I actually hit the ground running and I sort of blew up. And through this, I actually was able to gain all of my power back. I made the most money I've ever made in my life. I got myself a new condo to live in. I quit drinking, and I was still in university, and I was like ready to kickstart my full university career. I went to school for production design and art direction, and my goal was to work in the music industry and the fashion industry, essentially. Um, and have like a design studio. So yeah, that was my former plan. So I did this for a couple of years during COVID, and yeah, I was quite successful. So once again, I don't have shame about this. It is part of the story, and I have to tell it because I'm one of those rare people that have been able to get out of it, and I really used it in a way that completely changed my life. And I did all that on my own before I was connected to my spirit guides. So it was essentially once I made the decision to stop drinking that shortly after I had my awakening. So that was in 2021. I quit drinking in December 2020, and by like March 2021, I was communicating with my spirit guides. My psychic gifts came online. Between 2021 and 2023, was on a massive a massive healing journey. And I was healing. I basically couldn't stop crying. If you want to hear my actual story, it is in the link in bio. The link in my bio on Instagram. There is a YouTube video where I explain my entire awakening story. So I encourage you, if you want to learn more about, what really happened, then go there and watch it after this. So lots of healing, and then my spirit guides finally, guided me to working in the online space. So I joined Enagic, which is a network marketing business selling a high ticket product. And this is where I even like I was so far removed from Instagram before this. So this is where I discovered what mentoring was. Like literally, I had no idea that that was even a thing. Working online, having a Instagram that's actually a business. Like I didn't even know that was something you could do. So through this, I was able to learn social media marketing. I did a couple of sales calls, so I was learning sales, copywriting, all of this stuff to run a business from your Instagram, from your social media. So this is me. I went on a couple trips with, other people that were in the business as well. We went to Florida, we went to Guatemala, and I just did a lot of, I connected with good heart-centered soul-led entrepreneurs for the first time. And it was uncomfortable, but I've come to through learning and sticking with it and staying within staying within this world, I've been able to create who I am now. So after about 6 months of building out this whole business, we were running Facebook ads. My ad accounts got shut down completely, and I essentially stopped running the business because I kind of knew that I wasn't supposed to be doing it anymore. Essentially, I learned what I was supposed to learn from it, and through that avenue, I discovered my very first coach. So because that business, my ad accounts got all shut down, I was like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do next. And then through, I watched a video from a coach and I was like, this girl's fucking amazing. I was like, I need to be in her world. And I just flat out invested $10,000 into my first coaching container. It was a 12-month container. And I had no idea what I was getting into, but once I sort of made that investment, I kind of got the idea. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm manifesting a coaching business. Like, I think I'm supposed to be a coach, I'm not supposed to be attached to any business or product or anything like that. I'll be honest with you, this wasn't really my thing. I didn't really connect with the people that much. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to actually create my own thing now. And uh, I can actually teach you how to create your offers from your soul. So, aligned offers where you don't actually need an external system to create a business. You don't have to rely on anybody else but your own soul, which is incredible. So you can kind of break out of this having to be, attached to something and you can create it all on your own, which I think is very powerful. So I invested within this time, I invested in different coaches and which led me to the coach that I have now, which is amazing. So, and I have now become this person. So at first I started as a transformation coach because I basically didn't really know where I was starting. I was like, you just have to start posting again. And I just created videos on what I knew the most and what I knew I could talk about. And I just kind of said I was a transformation coach because that is what I've been able to do with my own life, my own self, as you can see, right? I've done all the healing work, the mindset work, the business building, like I've done it all, right? So, then I sort of a couple of months ago, I got the download from my spiritual team that I'm supposed to be a business coach, an intuitive business coach. So then I've had to fully step into this identity, which has led me to where I am now, which is teaching you about personal branding and building a business online off of your gifts and your passions to really free you from the 9 to 5, free you from a business that you don't like, et cetera, et cetera. So this is how I have gotten from this is how it started and this is where it is now. So it's been a wonderful journey. Now, these are my testimonials. These are just people I've helped along the way with my intuitive gifts. I've been able to help people access, their gifts even more and gain more personal power. I've had people come to me just strictly from my content and reach out, and I've been able to help them as well through coaching. I have a business testimonial here, somebody whose business got completely shut down like mine did, and I kind of coached her through it because I've been through it. And through that, she was able to double her revenue streams by not putting her eggs all into one basket and by starting something else completely different. And what that did was allow her to reinstate her old business. And now she essentially has two ways of making money. So that's incredible. And just other people that I've been able to help. So my testimonials are on my highlights in my Instagram. So you can go there and read them and just kind of see what I do. But I do know that one conversation with me will change your life. So now we're going to get into the good stuff. So, personal branding 101. What is a personal brand? So, a personal brand is who you are, what you care about, and how people feel when they see you online. So, it's your special sparkle that makes you different from everyone else. It's your voice, your story, your energy, your personality, and your gifts all wrapped up into one. So think of it like this. Each person has a favorite teacher because of how that teacher makes them feel. Everyone has a favorite YouTuber because they like their vibe, their expertise, and the way they explain things. Every friend has something that makes them unique. Maybe they're funny, kind, or really good at something that you admire. Your personal brand is the thing that people remember about you. So it is building a brand around you and making content around you and what you have to offer, what wisdom, what gifts, what skills, what knowledge, what expertise you have to bring to the world. And you essentially become the go-to for that thing that people will always know you for, right? And of course, as you evolve, your brand will evolve as well. This is why personal branding is so powerful. So if you ever want to transition into something different, or you ever want to change course, or you ever want to level up and, step into a new identity, your personal brand will remain because you are the face of it and what you bring to the world. So it doesn't matter, building a personal brand online is powerful because it makes you safe in any economic downturn. So, businesses, physical businesses shut down, markets change, things change, everything changes all the time. You never know what's going to happen with the economy, but if you have a brand online, it won't matter what's going on in the outside world because you have an audience that is paying you. So, for your gifts and for you as the asset. So we make ourselves an asset and people buy from us. Nobody can take away your wisdom, your gifts, your skills. They will always be transferable and they will always be able to generate income. So instead of putting all your eggs in a physical product, you get to be the asset where you invest in your own skills, your own knowledge, your expertise, and that is what generates revenue as opposed to a physical product, a business, anything like that. So this allows you to stay on top no matter what is happening in the world. So personal branding is the new paradigm of business. Of course, 10, 15 years ago, we didn't have social media. And now we've really been able to develop new industries and new things that really help people become the face. And it puts the power back into the people, as opposed to the big corporations making all of the money. We actually get to benefit from these free social media platforms. We get to market ourselves for free and gain clients this way without having to go out and get them. We actually just get to attract clients by posting content and showing up in our stories instead of going out and hustling and doing it the old way. So business is no longer just I sell a product and you buy it. That's the old way. The new paradigm is people don't buy the product, they buy the person. They buy their energy, their story, their truth, and personal connection to them. So your personal brand is what makes you stand out in your market. It's why people trust you to buy from. It's why they chose you instead of someone else. And it's like choosing a new friend. So you don't pick based on the who has the best backpack. You pick based on who you feel good around. And business works the same now. So building a personal brand helps people have an emotional connection to you because you build a personal brand around your story. And it's what it's your story. Your story is what people connect to. And that's what creates a audience of people with the same story as you. It's kind of like they resonate with you, they resonate with your vibe, right? Not everyone's going to like you. You're going to have a very specific vibe that people are attracted to. And there's no such thing as market saturation. There's a place for everyone in this world. 30,000 people can tell the same message, but a certain group of people are only going to be attracted to you because of your vibe, because of how magnetic you are, because of your frequency. And also, I believe that we all have, if you take this path, you have soul contracts with people that you are supposed to help in this lifetime. And you are able to attract them through building your audience and through building your social media. And it's like sending out a call, and then having people hear that call and come towards you. It's a very magnetic process, and which is also a more feminine way of doing business, as opposed to, once again, going out and hustling and searching for clients, right? So instead, you hold the frequency and clients attract to you. So you're sending out an energetic resonance and people can feel that. That's why it's very important to be authentic in your content because people can feel energy right through the screen. So it's about becoming more of who you are, and the more of you become, the more people will be attracted to you through your personal brand. So essentially, the old paradigm is you sell a product, you hide yourself, you focus on the features of the product, and that's what you're selling. And it's very transactional. So it's like, this is my product, but you don't know who created it. And here are the features of the product, and buy the product, right? But you have no idea that, in 30 days, that product could no longer be desirable. So the new paradigm of business is you sell the identity of who someone gets to become with your product. You show your face because you are the living, breathing example of the transformation that your product provides for the customer. So through them seeing you and who you've become through the product that you're selling, that is how they trust you to buy in the transformation that you are presenting. You focus on the transformation that the client receives from the product by being the example of the product itself, being an example of the result of the product by showcasing who you are, who you're becoming. So, and it is relationship based. So you are building relationships with your audience, your clients, and then they become long-term customers. And they will consistently buy what you're selling because you are growing and evolving and learning as you go, and you're teaching that to your audience, to your clients, and they get to learn, grow, and evolve with you. But you are the leader, you are the one who goes first. So, in simple terms, the old way is buy my thing, buy my product. And the new way is come into my world. Let's grow, transform, and evolve together. I've been able to do it, so you can too, right? It's bringing the client along on the journey with you. So I'm going to go through a few examples of personal brands and business pages as well to really show you the contrast of the difference between the old paradigm and the new paradigm. So this right here is Candy. So she is personal branding and energetics mentor. And she's in the process of scaling her business to 7 figures, which is amazing. And what I really want you to look at is what is the feeling that's created when you look at this personal brand? First of all, her face is plastered all over it. So right now, you know that you're entering somebody's world. And She states right here in the bio what she does and how you can connect with her further, and then other ways to sort of watch her content. So she directs you right to her long form content, which is her podcast. And the energy that it's giving is like Queen Regal command energy. It literally says command attention, command sales, command the universe. So this is her. She's incredible at creating content and she's incredible on camera. She has such a magnetic presence on the camera. And because of that, she literally, just that alone, that unique code alone, like when I watch her stuff, I'm like, like the camera and you are best fucking friends. Like you eat it up. The camera eats you up. And just that single unique code that she has is going to be one of her most magnetic uh qualities that people are going to pay her for alone. Because when you're in proximity and in the energy of somebody who has that thing, the energy gets transferred, right? So you're going to want to be in proximity with her if you want that very unique code. So she has incredible camera and content codes. So you would pay her for that thing in order to elevate your own life, your own business, and to adopt that, right? So this is Emily Ford. So when you look at this, you can kind of get a vibe for her. It's giving like Vogue, very high fashion. And also you can see here that she is a speaker. So right away you get, a vibe of what she does. So breaking strongholds and building personal brands. And then this is all her other businesses and everything that she does. Um, This is Afnan Khalifa. So even just this year, she's been able to go from 130,000 followers to 1.8 million. But this is after being in the game for 6 years. When you look at her brand, she's a brand expert and a speaker. So, and then you can kind of see build your brand, monetize it, repeat, and then the brand code, which is the program that she is offering right now to her clients. Right away when you look at it, it's very much this is my one offer that I'm running right now, and it's very much luxury, power, money. That's pretty much who this girl is. And her sort of mission and her message is to help women make as much money as possible by building a brand online and becoming the most powerful version and a woman of absolute value. So she's like 27 years old. She comes from nothing. She broke every barrier. She broke everything. So she's been able to create an extremely abundant lifestyle. I know recently she's made $1 million in a day. She's doing $1 million months. And that is through the power of personal branding. She has cracked the code, and now her program is the brand code, right? So you're going to go to her for that specific thing that she's been able to crack, and she sells that to you. That specific code she's been able to crack, and that's what she sells to you, right? So if you're understanding the theme here, it's whatever that person's been able to master, achieve, and grow through and learn from, that is what people pay you for. You become the asset that has the expertise and people will pay you for, and you market it through your personal brand. This is Ali Ninfo. It's giving like girl next door vibe. She's really amazing. She was a cheerleader in LA. She had an account before this of like 10,000 followers, and that was her lifestyle. And she completely transitioned, started a new Instagram, started talking about healing. She's like, when I started, 30 people watched my stories and I had 200 followers. And she's like, thank God I didn't give up. Now she's a seven-figure brand. Um, Essentially what happened with her is because she was a cheerleader, she had these crazy body image issues. So she went down a path of healing her body image problems and mastering her intuition again. And now she teaches intuition and self-image, which is absolutely amazing. And as you can see with the follower accounts, it doesn't matter how many followers you have, you can still earn seven figures on, a very small amount of followers. I say seven figures because my brain only thinks in legacy, it thinks in millions. And that's just how I operate. So if you're drawn to my content, you're drawn into my world, it's because you will have those same desires, right? I don't really do anything in at a small scale. That's just not my personality. I'm very much all or nothing. So if that's you too, you're on the right path here by learning from me. So, yeah, Allie's amazing at personal branding because she really lets you into her world. You can see this is her wedding, like she's pregnant now, and she will tell you literally everything. And that is what has created a cult following for her. Now, everything she launches sells out because it's like hanging out with your best friend when you go onto her page. And she's so transparent about her life. And she's so dedicated to her mission of helping other women heal their body image and access their intuition and, become more powerful in their life. So, as you can see, I'm very much drawn to intuition, becoming more powerful, building a personal brand to create freedom, and helping other people along the way. This is Maddie Maple. So this is a little bit more unconventional of a personal brand, but this is the direction that you can go. No, it's not unconventional. Personal brands are personal brands, but this is another like direction you can take. As you can see, these women are a little bit more reserved, and that's just the vibe that they give off. But this woman is more out there, and she once again teaches personal branding, but she kind of this is very self-expression codes here. Like I am who I am. I'm going to be promiscuous. I'm going to be, I'm going to be out there and showcase who I am, my body, and I'm going to teach women confidence. And that right there is a code that people will go to her for to receive, right? By her being the embodiment of that thing and marketing it through her personal brand. So you're going to go to her for, personal branding, a mentor for bad bitches, right? So that's her thing. So that's who she's going to attract, right? And then she does this by creating this outlandish, like, look at me type of vibe, but it works. You know what I mean? So there are no rules, there are no limits to what you can actually do here. And you actually just get to create a brand that is a living, breathing extension of your soul and whatever it is that you've gone through and whoever you want to become in the process is how you get to market yourself. Now, these are business pages. So this is the older way of doing things. So essentially, you're just selling a product here, and I'm not discrediting any of these businesses. They're all successful, I'm sure. It has nothing, it's actually my nail girl. I know this girl, you know what I mean? So, it's not, it has nothing to do with that. It's more so I'm just showing you that this is what it means to have a transactional page where you're just selling a product and you can't actually see the person. Like there's a massive difference here, right? You can literally see. So as you can see here, it's like this is the name of the company, and then this is kind of what we offer, and then this is the product transactional product features, right? But you cannot see the person behind the brand here or the business. With this one, a lot of real estate agents are kind of like this. It's like, okay, I'm a broker and I've sold some houses, but there's no personality here, you know? And she's got like like 8,000 followers. She could easily start selling on here and make money instantly because all her followers are probably real estate clients. So this is a business that has a physical location, and they're just marketing the location and then the experience, of course, that you get once you go to this business, right? Um, this is really common in like the beauty industry, which is amazing because I think a lot of women and nurses and, practitioners have been able to create freedom by starting, side businesses. I know a lot of nurses have been able to free themselves from working in those harsh conditions, long hours, by building medical aesthetic clinics and stuff like that. Um, my only thing is like we need more of a mission behind what we're doing when it comes to those like beauty clinics. That's how I feel. It's like how can we create something even bigger or flip the script. Like literally, the minute if you're an aesthetic clinic owner, you literally stop marketing your products and start marketing you. Hi, I am XYZ. I have freed myself from the nursing industry and I now create this, and this is how I've been able to do it. And that way you can help other women do the same thing, right? So, and free themselves from perhaps an unhappy career, right? So it's whatever you've been able to transition out of that you can help other people with. So, and you can still run your business. It's about creating a brand that you are the center of focus. And by you being more open and vulnerable and showcasing your life and your story, you will get so many more clients and people who want to be in your world and work with you. But if all I see when I get to your page is this is what I do, like these are my injectables and whatever, then you're missing out on a huge market is what I'm trying to say. So just food for thought here. Like this girl, whoever runs this business, you could easily like start talking about yourself. Like, how do I run my business? What's my day to day? Do. You'll build a bigger audience and you'll get more clients, period. This here is my nail technician. She's obviously amazing and she does amazing work. What she could do with this Instagram is start creating videos um, she of how she does her nails and then teach people, like design. She could quite literally just record these videos, start making content, and then she could sell a course on here of how to design this or create this or how to, do these nails. And she could, because she is actually really good, she has the expertise, and then people could come to her for that and pay her. So she hasn't figured out that she could monetize her Instagram, but instead she's just selling the product. These are my nails, right? Whereas she could free herself from doing nails full time by creating an additional revenue stream that would allow her to not be sitting in the chair slumped over this girl works, all the time. So she could free herself and create more time freedom by selling a digital product online. So these are just some examples of how you could actually monetize your Instagram and turn it from just a business page to a personal brand. Because if you want to get paid like a pro, then you need to go pro. So, why build a personal brand? A personal brand is important for building trust because it gives people something consistent, human, and relatable to connect with. Customers are naturally skeptical of faceless brands, but when they see the person behind the business, it creates emotional connection. A strong personal brand shows your values, beliefs, expertise, and personality, which builds credibility fast. When your content, messaging, and behavior align across platforms, people feel they know what to expect from you. And this predictability builds long-term trust. A personal brand lets you publicly demonstrate your expertise through your stories, insights, results, and content. Trust and visibility equals authority. And the more you show your face, the more authority you build as the go-to in your niche. As you share testimonials, case studies, and collaborations, your audience sees real evidence of your competence, and therefore they buy from you. Humans relate to stories, faces, and journeys. A personal brand adds emotion and relatability, which strengthens trust in you as the product or service provider. And what does trust equal? Trust equals sales. So if you want to create money from your Instagram, from who you are, and get paid to exist, you need to build a brand that gets your audience to trust you, and not in a fake way. I quite literally mean be yourself and build a brand. Don't be someone you're not, of course. Don't fake it. You have to be authentic because energy doesn't lie. You always start with what you know and what you've been able to overcome or what you've been able to achieve. You always keep it real, you always keep it authentic because people can feel that energy, right? So how to monetize your brand. So I'm just going to go over two levels here. So level one is monetizing, your influence by selling low ticket products that are volume focused. So a low ticket product is how you get people into your world. It's like the baby step that they get to make in sort of learning more about what you teach and what you do um, through investing a small amount of money. And that means either they're going to continue to work with you or they're going to move on to someone else. Maybe they get exactly what they need from that product, or they want to go and dive deeper with you, right? So this is in this world, we call it a funnel, right? So this would be like the bottom of your funnel, which goes up like this. And this is how you get people, a large volume of people into your world at a low price. So this is kind of just like giving them a taste of what you have to offer, right? So you do this through digital products, online courses, mini courses or workshops, ebooks and guides, digital downloads and resources, um, Notion or Canva templates, and paid newsletters. So anything that you can charge a low ticket price for, this could literally be, it could be $1. It could be $1. It could be $40. It could be $50. It could be anywhere, it could be $400. Like this is a low ticket thing that gets people into your world. And through that, whatever you offer, they'll decide if they want to learn more, right? So this is kind of where you start. And then level two is once you've built some authority, then you can like you can sell a low ticket product right away. You can start marketing and start selling a small ticket product within a couple of months, right? Um, Level two is once you've built some authority, once you've shown your face, once you've talked about your expertise, once you've used your voice, you can start selling high ticket products, which are depth focused. So this is where you're really going to get your client the transformation where they're actually going to invest large amounts of money so they have skin in the game and they actually produce results. When it comes to coaching and consulting, you want people to pay because they're more inclined to actually do the work. A coach can lead you to the water, but they can't make you drink it. So it is a two-way street. And that's why it's important to sell high tickets so that people actually get the results that they're looking for and they keep themselves accountable through the money that they have invested. Because I've noticed in my journey, like I've had people, I've even coached people for a testimonial and they don't want to do any of the work. And it's like, that's because there's no money involved. So they don't have skin in the game, so they don't care, right? So it's important to charge for your services, even if that means it's going to take longer for you to get paid. So these high ticket products, of course, look like one-on-one coaching, so direct client to coach. Group coaching, which is containers. So essentially, you run a 4-week container, 12-week container, 5-week container, 12-month container, and that's where you sell multiple people, and then you show up and you do like live calls. Maybe once every 2 weeks, once a week, whatever it is, and then you're coaching them as a group instead of just one-to-one. So this is how you free up your time. So you get multiple people into this one container, and then you coach for, an hour and a half a week, as opposed to coaching multiple people one-on-one. Right. So you kind of start with one-on-one, then you go into your group containers, and then that way you can buy back your time a little bit. There is a process here. Um, when you think about the funnel system again, your low ticket products are at the bottom, and then your actual high ticket product, the one that you can charge the most for, is your one-on-one consulting. So, but that is as you build your authority, then you get to start charging at that level. So yeah, business consulting, strategy sessions, masterminds, you can do in-person masterminds. So like uh, a 3 day mastermind. So, you bring multiple people to a physical location and you teach them one-on-one, right? So these are also powerful, transformative, like multi-day events that you can allow people to come into your world and learn from you directly. There's also such thing, something called VIP days, and this is a one-on-one day with your coach, and you get to like do a like an intensive with your business of mapping out your offers and your next steps and working through any energetic blocks and anything that you might be stuck on, and just basically really workshopping one-on-one in person. This is also something you can charge a high ticket price for. So there's many ways to charge for your expertise and market different products. Once you've built the authority in your niche and you've really mastered your expertise and whatever it is that you're selling, level two is the fastest path to cash flow. And I say this because this is where you want to get to this point fast, because this is what's going to free you. This is what's going to pay any debts you have. This is what is, if that's your reason for starting a business, this is what is going to um, uh, get you out of your job, if that's something that you desire. So you want to get yourself, build up this credibility quickly, this authority, so you can get that cash flow. Because once you get the consistent cash flow, then you're now moving and operating at a much higher level. And that's why this is the path that you want to take of building your personal brand. This is the bread and butter piece where you're really going to be able to create freedom for yourself in your life through buying back your time, gaining back control of your finances, making more money, etc., etc. So this is just a little bit of a platform strategy of how you get to market yourself essentially. So you're going to have one core platform for long form content. So this could be like YouTube or LinkedIn, where you create long form videos. So some people like, and that's kind of like them going deeper into your world to learn from you, and for longer periods of time. I wouldn't start here. I would work on this after. What you want to start at is your one amplification platform. So this is your reels, shorts, reels from Instagram, YouTube shorts, TikTok videos. This is your short form content. So bite-sized pieces of how people can see into your world and learn about who you are and what you know. This is where you want to start, because you want to start with one platform and master it. So whatever resonates with you, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok. I resonate with Instagram. I'm a visual person. So I like the visual aesthetic of Instagram. I'm not drawn to TikTok whatsoever. Um, so I would start with Instagram, then I would build a TikTok once I've like mastered my content, my messaging, right? Through Instagram. Like do work on the platform that makes that you feel the most comfortable within, right? Wherever you are very much drawn to, wherever you know how to make content, or wherever you're willing to learn how to make content on that platform. Um, because then you can branch out from there. And then once you've sort of mastered your one platform, your short form content, your amplification platform, then you can build out your long form YouTube content and stuff like that. That's the way I would do it. Because YouTube long form content takes more time, obviously, right? So, and then just a little bit more technical stuff as well. So then you have your one owned platform. So this is actually your true asset. This is the thing that you get to take with you, whether social media shuts down tomorrow. So this is actually what you want to focus on building. So if you're if everything shut down tomorrow, this is what you want to have in your back pocket so that you can always communicate to your clients. This is where you build your client base. So this is through an email list. Email list number one. Okay, a private community so you can do WhatsApp community, WhatsApp chat. You can do a school community, like literally SKOOL. There are different, platforms where you can have a private community, and that is like your own audience that you own. And then also, you're like a newsletter, so just something that you send out all the time. It keeps your clients or your email database updated on what you're doing, how you're doing. It's like a blog style situation where you keep your clients informed. But the email list is number one. Um, it is quite literally your asset. So, you could physically hand write down your emails, and if technology blew up tomorrow, you would have, well, I guess an email is something that's used in technology. But you know what I mean? That's an extreme case. But like if, Instagram decided it was never going to be Instagram anymore, you have your email list and your clients stay with you forever. So what you want to do is build out a back-end system that has a client database and then also handwrite your emails just in case anything ever happens. But so what I have is I use Go High Level. It's a CRM platform, so a client relations management, and then anything that I do, I collect an email from whoever is coming into my world, and then they go into my email database, and it's all within one online platform that I use. So you want to get yourself to a point where you can start collecting those emails by, maybe launching your low ticket product. Say it's a $24 product, but you have to get the email to sign up, right? That's the core thing that you want to get from people, because then um, you get to send out maybe your newsletter now, and then it's going to go to that person, right? So it is a full funnel system. Every way you look at it, it's like how can you retain client, like bring clients into your world, retain them, and then sell them, eventually your high ticket offers. So we're going to talk about my brand story and the transformation that I have really been able to achieve through making the decision to start posting again, even though I had no idea where this was going to go. But I trusted that this is what I had to do next, based off the journey that I was already on. So, this is how it started. Truly a mess. I basically came out, this is like December, like this year, within this year. And I um, just basically posted a video about how the government is not on our side, and like the systems here aren't working, and we need to just like forge a new way where we become free. That's a bit like the core of my message anyway, still to this day. So and then I started posting like videos. I just shared my spiritual wisdom and my spiritual knowledge, but nobody really had an idea that I had all of this wisdom and knowledge. Because in my last online business, I was still really hiding. I wasn't fully expressed. Like I was not fully telling the world who I am. I wasn't fully um, I was still performing. Like I wouldn't show up on my stories. Like I wouldn't do face to camera reels. So I was really able to break through all of those barriers of being scared to be seen online by just posting a video of me talking. And I said something absolutely outlandish. And I didn't care because I knew that this is what I had to do, right? So and now, I'm here. So it's all perfect. However, which way you choose to start, right? The point is that you need to just start, take the action. I also use my personal Instagram, which means everyone from high school can see me. And that's what a lot of people are scared of. Their parents, their family members, their old friends, anyone from high school, you're worried about what they're going to think about you. But who cares? I also was able to break through that barrier right off the hop, because I was like, because when you build a brand, you are the brand. You are the brand. You don't need to separate them. You don't need to create a separate account. Once you go all in on yourself, you're all in. Then you become the go-to person who's known for that thing. That's you claiming your space in the world. That's you showing up and showcasing who you are and going, this is who I am. This is what I have to offer. How can I be of service to you? It is an act of absolute service to other people, by you hiding yourself and not showing up, then you are cutting people off from receiving the gifts that you have, right? So, and they're going to go to somebody else who's maybe less qualified. So, truthfully, it starts like this. I was having a hard time like looking at myself on the camera. We're going to talk about that story next, but I had to straighten my hair and I could not sort myself out, but I still did it anyway. And then essentially over a little bit of time between here and here, I actually was like, I came out of the psychic closet and it was very liberating. I just told my small audience, which means everybody was watching. And I just said, hey, I'm psychic and this is just who I am. And I hid it for 4 years and I was able to liberate myself by just showing the world who I am and speaking my truth and not caring or fearing what people had to think about it, right? And over time, you will have people that will not follow you and not be interested in the stuff that you have to share. And that's okay because new people who are interested in what you have to share and say will follow you. This is the messy, middle. Oh yeah. So essentially what happened at this point was I was like filming videos, and what was happening was I would like go up to the camera and my body would shut down and it would like freeze. And I looked at myself and I'm like, I don't like my face. Like just don't understand why this is so challenging. And my body would just like it just wouldn't allow me to move forward. And it was just sad because, like I said, over so many years, I just had such a hard time with my reflection. Like, I've just always picked myself apart. So I had to show up on camera and make videos and talk in the camera. And it was me facing myself and just knowing that I had something valuable to say. Uh, Like, it's such a journey, right? So, but the one day I filmed all day and I just couldn't get anything out. And I was like, something has to change here. So I sat in meditation and essentially what my subconscious mind showed me was the shadow, what was living in my unconscious mind, deep within my subconscious of that was creating this block and creating my nervous system to sort of shut down so that I couldn't film the content or I couldn't look at myself on the camera. And I'm going to explain to you in detail exactly what I was able to see once I went deep into meditation and I faced that shadow. So I want you to envision a deep cavern, a cement cavern deep within the ground. And a spotlight over top of a person that was sitting on the ground. It was like a little square with a spotlight over it. And it was a person sitting on the ground, screaming, like screaming in absolute agony. Like I can see it right now. And there were hooks inside of this person, which is essentially just how my mind showed me myself, a version of myself, an aspect of myself. And there were hooks in this person, like hooks in their neck, hooks in their body, hooks like chaining them in this dark cavern, right? Where they're just screaming. And that is quite literally the piece of my soul that was crying in agony to be healed and to be faced and integrated and brought into the light and transmuted. So that was really what I was able to actually capture this moment on my camera. I decided to actually film it, and you can see in that video where I start crying, and that's me releasing that emotion and alchemizing that pain. And this is a lot of the work that I do. I go within the subconscious and I work with, all the unconscious wounds that you have to bring them up to the surface to be healed and transmuted. And that way you don't carry that stuff with you anymore forever, like permanent. This is permanent subconscious energetic like alchemy, right? Also, like my nose started bleeding here, like your body releases in whatever way it needs to release. But just know that that's a shedding of a physical release with the crying and stuff like that of all of that trauma. And so after that, I started being able to make different types of content. I was just playing around here so that I could get comfortable in front of the camera. I went live for the first time here. I was so, no, no, the second time there. Yeah, I was so incredibly nervous the first couple of times I went live. My voice, I was shaking. It's a journey, but every time you break through your own limitation, your own barrier, it gets easier. So then this was up until recently. As you can see, there's still no cohesiveness. It's still me just talking to the camera. I did a little personal branding series. There's colors everywhere. It still doesn't have like a visual identity or aesthetic. And up until this time, I'd never officially really launched a business. So what I did was I kind of was like, enough is enough. I want this to be like a brand that has a clear identity, a clear message, a clear visual aesthetic, and which is going to position me as, an authority. And this is after I had already received the download that I'm to be an intuitive business coach. And I can't coach business or a business on social media without actually embodying the codes of it, right? And then once you embody the codes, people come to you and pay you for that thing. So that is essentially what's happening here. So this is like the last post up until recently. And then finally, I just did a formal business launch as a business coach. And now I'm here running this masterclass teaching you about personal branding and business. And that's sort of how it works. As you reach a new level, you get to teach a new thing. As you embody a new code, you get to sell that to other people, which is incredible. So it just requires you to be vulnerable. And I think that's what a lot of people have a hard time with. Like you have to show who you are and show up in the mess, in the cringe, in all of it, in all of you. And allowing yourself to be seen in this way is so liberating. Like you just become so much more free when you don't have to hide who you are. So as you can see, this is sort of me now. I've really, I was able to really change the way my Instagram looks and just my presence through professional photos, and then just developing a cohesive aesthetic and also changing my wardrobe. Like, look at the difference of here of what I'm wearing. There's just no cohesiveness. I quite literally like was like, okay, you're gonna show up, as this person, more professional, more it's kind of like a monochromatic vibe where it's easy to just switch through clothing pieces but to always show up in that same identity, and that's very, very important when you're trying to send out a message or a signal to your clients. And also, like, my aesthetic is going to attract a certain type of person. I'm very luxurious, I'm very materialistic, really, and um I'm always moving upward and growing and transforming and becoming more of me and stepping into more of my power. And I really want women to see that and to be inspired by it and know that they can do it too. Like that's my goal, right? Is to help as many people as possible reach this level of freedom and liberation by building a personal brand. So now we are going to do a live activation to help you discover that unique code that I've been discussing. So in my world, we always go within for everything. We do not look outside of ourselves. We access our soul because our soul already has the wisdom. Before you came to this earth, you had a very specific blueprint. You had a plan for your soul that you created. And your job is to consistently ask and uncover what that plan is, what that path is. And slowly over time, it will be revealed to you the more you continue to ask. So, um, this is one of the ways that I help people access their innate wisdom within their soul. And we build from this place. Every offer, every next identity that I've had from going from a transformation to a business coach, and even the name of this masterclass has been strictly from my soul. I receive the information and I execute and take the action here in the physical world. And this is the new paradigm of business. This is soul-led entrepreneurship. This is working with your soul to create a business that is so unique and authentic to you without having to do something that isn't aligned. This is about creating an aligned life and aligned with aligned offers. And we do this by going within. So today I'm going to take you on a journey. I'm going to guide you through a meditation. If you have never meditated before, my advice to you is get in a comfortable space, get rid of all noises, distractions, put headphones in, go into a different room, whatever you have to do, because you need to let your intuition come online. Allow your subconscious mind to know that it's safe to reveal things to you. It's very important. And also, don't get out of the meditation for any reason. We're going deep within the subconscious, so I want you to stay there. Don't open your eyes. Don't get distracted. If anything, if you do get distracted, I want you to focus on your breath. So if you start having other external thoughts come in, bring your awareness back to your breath and back to listening to my voice. And that's kind of how you can maintain staying within instead of allowing your mind to take over. So I am going to go ahead and get started. And then after this, you can pause this video and I want you to journal on what has come through. So automatic writing is a very powerful way to get something out of your mind and to really materialize it in this world. And automatic writing is just you writing out whatever you've received from your soul and just allowing it to flow. This is essentially what journaling is, right? So I want you to really write down what you received today, anything that has come through, and allow yourself just to flow. And that's really going to help materialize it and take it out of your mind so that you have something to refer to instead of actually just letting it go after this meditation, right? So after this, I will give you an opportunity to do that. So we are going to go ahead and get started. So once again, get in a comfortable space. I really want you to close down your eyes. So I want everyone to take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose again and out through the mouth with an audible sigh. Releasing all of the air in your stomach. In through the nose again. And out through the mouth. And I want you to envision beautiful roots growing from your base chakra. So the bottom of your spine or the soles of your feet, depending whether you're sitting or laying. And I want you to envision them going all the way down into the earth. Winding, weaving, and tapping through the earth, through the soil, through the rocks, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, deeper and deeper, deep into the earth, all the way down, winding and weaving until we've reached the earth's core, which is a golden ball of energy. And I want you to anchor those roots around this golden ball of energy. And I want you to start to breathe that golden energy all the way back up the roots, all the way back up, all the way, Breathing that golden energy all the way back up, all the way back up, all the way, all the way, all the way into your base chakra, also known as your root chakra, which is the size of an orange. It is at the base of your spine and it is the color red. And I want you to envision like a light switch turning on, that red root chakra turning on like a light switch. And I want you to breathe that golden energy up all the way into your sacral, which is the space below your navel. And I want you to see your sacral chakra turn on like a light switch with beautiful yellow energy. Sorry, with beautiful orange energy. And I want you to breathe that golden energy all the way up into your solar plexus, which is the space between your ribs. And I want you to envision a beautiful yellow light turning on, the yellow light of your solar plexus accessing your own personal power. And I want you to breathe that golden energy all the way up into your heart chakra, which is a beautiful, warm green energy. And I want you to see and envision that green energy expanding all the way out into the universe. All the way out, all the way out, reaching out to everyone you know and love, everyone you don't know, everyone you wish to know. I want you to expand that heart chakra energy to all the animals, all the plants, all of the places known and unknown. Understanding that your heart has the most powerful electromagnetic field in your entire vessel, more than your brain. Your heart is the key. And I want you to breathe that golden energy up all the way into your throat chakra, envisioning the blue light of your throat chakra turning on. And I want you to breathe that golden energy all the way up into your third eye, which is a beautiful indigo energy. And I want you to envision the space between your brow, a beautiful indigo light turning on, activating your intuitive abilities, your intuitive channel. And I want you to breathe that golden energy up all the way up into your crown chakra, which is a beautiful purple or white light, however you choose to receive that. And I want you to envision a beautiful golden white lotus blooming at the crown of your head, at the top of your head, opening and expanding, opening up your psychic intuitive channel. And I want you to envision a beautiful pillar of light that you've created from the Earth's core all the way up into your soul star chakra, which is about 2 meters above your head and beyond. And I want you to shoot up this pillar of light. And I want you to go all the way up, shooting all the way up, all the way up until you are floating out in the universe. And beneath you, you can see the planets. You are amongst the stars. You feel at home. You feel free. You feel light. And I want you to envision a cord from your heart connecting into a higher aspect of you, your higher self. And I want you to go up this cord. Actually, I want you to see this cord getting smaller as you begin to merge with your higher self. Your higher self knew that you were coming here today. It knew that you would receive this transmission. And your higher self is here to guide you. And the more you access your higher self, the more you can access better, greater versions of yourself. And the more you can allow your soul's purpose and mission to come online and embody the greatest version of yourself, your highest path, your highest timeline. And I want you to see in front of you a series of grids appearing under your feet. You are now in a black space, and there are green grids underneath your feet going horizontal and vertical. And I want you to walk along these green grids, knowing that you are now in the quantum field of infinite potentials and realities. Everything here is possible. Every timeline that is available to you exists here. Every timeline exists in the infinite here and now, in the infinite quantum field, and it is available to you. And I want you to see in front of you a golden star appearing. And I want you to walk towards that golden star. And as you see it getting closer and closer, I want you to step through this golden star. And in front of you, a golden timeline begins to emerge. I want you to fully look around. What do you see? Who do you see? This golden timeline is your highest timeline. This is you. This is your life. This is what you've created. This is the version of your life, the version of you that has absolutely no limitations, no fear. This is your life. This is the life that you've created by living out your light, your soul's mission, your soul's purpose. What exists within this life? What does your property look like? What does your partner, your relationship look like? Do you have kids? What business do you run? What is your legacy? What is your empire? I want you to keep walking along this golden timeline, discovering what you have created by choosing to live out your path, live out the mission that your higher self placed upon you before incarnating. And I really want you to feel what this feels like, to feel what it's like to have no limitations, to be financially free, to be free of worry, free of anxiety, free of fear, and to be fully embodied in what you came here to do. And I want you to keep walking along this timeline. At the end of this timeline, there is a mirror. And as you approach this mirror, I want you to see who is staring back at you. What do they look like? What does their hair look like? What are they wearing? What type of jewels are adorning their body? What type of shoes? And most importantly, what type of energy is this person emitting? I want you to feel their magnetism. I want you to feel their strength. I want you to feel their wisdom. I want you to feel their power. I want you to see their level of self-worth. I want you to see their beauty. I want you to know that this is you. This is a version of you that already exists. This is a version of you that is available to you. And all you need to do is take the steps towards becoming this version of yourself by following your intuition, following your path, by following your light and shining it on this world. Now, I want to give you a moment to have a conversation with this version of you. And I want you to ask, what code am I here to bring to this world? What code did I come here with to share with the world? And I want you to receive this now from this version of yourself, because they are fully embodied in this code. They have fully lived out their highest timeline. So she is fully equipped to give you exactly what that code is that created this abundant golden timeline, this abundant lifestyle. I want you to say this with me now. I am open to receiving the codes of my highest timeline. And I want you to receive this now. And however this comes through is perfect for you, whether you see it, sense it, feel it, receive it telepathically. It is all perfect for you. You are receiving this now. And I want you to take the time to ask this version of you any questions that you may have. This is your opportunity to speak with a version of you that has no limitations. And if that's the case, I would love for you to ask this version of you any question that you desire. How can I become more like you? Whatever questions come to you, I want you to ask them now and receive this with grace and ease. Now, I want you to thank this version of you, not only for what you received today, but I want you to thank this version of you for not giving up. I want you to thank this version of you for following their intuition. I want you to thank this version of you for finding their strength, finding their power, and for fully embodying their truth, their authenticity, their light, and creating the impact that they came here to create. I want you to thank this version of you for everything that they have done, all the lives they've impacted, all the healing they've done, all the limitations they have broken through to become this incredibly powerful, magnetic, wealthy, luxurious version of themselves. Thank this version of you now. And I want you to turn around and walk back down this golden timeline, seeing the lives you've changed, what you have created, seeing what being in your power and your magnetism looks like, where you've traveled to, what you own, the amazing experiences you've had. How beautiful. And I want you to start to see that golden star appearing in front of you once again. And I want you to step through that golden star back into the grids, walking along the grids, back out into the universe, floating amongst the stars, looking down at the planet above you. Now going all the way back down that pillar of light and coming back into your body, wiggling your toes and your fingers, taking a big deep breath in. And out, coming back into your body, grounding back into the earth. And when you're ready, I want you to open your eyes. Now, I encourage you to pause this video and journal on everything that you've received. And I'm going to take a moment for you to do that now. Okay, so that was a little taste of energetics. And that is how I do pretty much everything, all within meditation. We work with the soul, we work within to receive information, to heal, to transform, and to collapse time between our old identity and our new identity. So, the more you can see and visualize the future version of you, the easier it is for your subconscious mind to get on board with creating that reality faster. Okay. So, I'm going to discuss a little bit about energetics. For some of you, this is brand new. For some of you, this is a different person explaining it to you in their own unique way. And every time you get value, uh, no matter who transmits the information. So, energetics is the awareness, regulation, and intentional direction of your internal state, which is your emotions, beliefs, nervous system, and frequency, and how that affects your external experiences, relationships, actions, and outcomes. So, business energetics is the practice of aligning the internal energy of a business owner with the external strategy of their business. So, their internal energy being their mindset, their emotions, beliefs, nervous system, and personal frequency. That's the inner work that I'm discussing. And we are aligning it with the external strategy, which is the aligned offers, the soul-led offers, where you quite literally pull them from your blueprint of what your soul already knows and the reason that you actually came here and what you came here to teach, which is incredible. Like I never knew that you could possibly even do something like this. So energetics is once again a more of a feminine way of running and operating your business. You get to move slower, more intentional, and use your social media to attract your clients. And that is what feminine energy is. It's all about magnetism and attraction instead of forcing and hustling, uh, and being in your masculine. So, yeah, to create and you blend the two, or business energetics is sort of blending the two of them to create better results with more ease in a more feminine way, like I just said. So this reality is a hologram. Welcome to your awakening. This is like the first thing you learn when you start accessing higher states of consciousness. You can program your subconscious mind to create a new reality. So, the external world is a reflection of your internal thoughts and beliefs. You are quite literally the creator and destroyer of everything in your life. You can create and destroy both good and bad things. So, essentially, what this means is that by going within and doing the inner work, you get to reprogram your subconscious mind to create a different external reality. So you can quite literally okay, I wanted to explain it to you like this. So say you have a creator field around you, and your creator field is made up of your thoughts, beliefs, your emotions, and everything like that. And whatever's living in your creator field is what creates the external reality that is being reflected back to you. So if you alter the stuff within your creator field, then the external reality will show you a different reflection. So you can literally program your partner to like find your flaws attractive. Like the things that you don't like about yourself, you can literally, as long as you continue to program your mind to believe that, like, say the thing that you'd like about yourself the least, you can tell yourself a story, literally, that it's amazing and it's so sexy and attractive. And if you're in a relationship, your partner will literally tell you, like, whatever that biggest flaw is, they will be like, wow, this is so attractive about you. Like, that is because you have programmed your creator field to create that reflection. So, um, that's just one unique example. But you can also do this in business. So you can program yourself. Like right now, I listen to a hypnosis, like when I'm sleeping, a track that programs myself for like massive sales and clients, right? And that my business is just like busy and overflowing. So what we do first is the energetics. So we get the subconscious mind on board and we rewire the subconscious to create a different reflection so that instead of actually working harder, we actually just use the power of our subconscious mind by programming it to create the reality that we desire. Now, the reason why a lot of people don't know this is because that is what they want to keep us unaware of, to keep us out of our power. So the system here is quite literally designed for us to be powerless, broke, sad, depressed. And once we wake up to our own power and we realize that we are creators of our reality. And all we have to do is program our subconscious mind to create a different reflection. So, um, that is why there are so many distractions in the world to distract you from accessing your own innate wisdom, intuition, and your soul. And even knowing, some of us don't even know that we are a soul in a body. Like, you know what I mean? We're so far removed from this knowledge because there is an agenda to keep us powerless. So waking up to your own power is knowing that you're the creator and that you're taking radical responsibility for everything that you've created in your life, but also knowing that you can change it at any time. So, um, yeah. So we're going to discuss the subconscious a little bit more. So the subconscious stores your emotional patterns and the nervous system reacts to them. So the subconscious mind holds your beliefs, memories, trauma, fears, identity patterns, and learned responses. And then your nervous system responds to those stored patterns automatically. So, for example, if your subconscious holds the belief that visibility isn't safe, your nervous system will tighten, shut down, trigger avoidance, and create fear around being seen. So, if you remember that story I told earlier about how I went to create that content and my body physically shut down, this was what was happening. So even logically, if you want to show up, your body overrides you because I had that unconscious shadow programming living within my being that was stopping me from being able to just create a video where I didn't hate myself in the reflection. Do you know what I mean? So the nervous system creates the physical state, which is like your body's reaction, and the subconscious interprets it. So your nervous system sends signals like I'm safe, I'm overwhelmed, I'm unsupported, I'm in danger. And your subconscious interprets these states and builds meaning around them. So this is stuff that your subconscious mind develops over time based off your nervous system and how it's responding to certain things. So this is crafting your identity and who you are quite literally. So, what you want to do is consistently be saturating the subconscious mind with higher vibrational things. So, things like I am safe, I am supported, I'm I'm capable. These are just basic examples, but also consistently saturating your subconscious with whatever it is that you want to create and achieve in your life. And then your nervous system will react in a positive way, and it won't stop you from creating that based on your new belief systems that you've installed into your subconscious mind. So, for example, if your heart races, your subconscious interprets it as this situation isn't safe, and then you avoid the situation altogether, even if there's no real danger. So, growing up, whatever emotional states you repeatedly experienced became subconscious beliefs. So, for example, if you felt tension around money, or, that was, you were always taught money doesn't grow on trees and your family was always budgeting and saving money and all this stuff, your subconscious mind will form scarcity programming. So, this is really something I've had to work on because no one in my family has money. So, we have a lot of deep money wounding where I've had to overcome in order to be able to receive the level of wealth and income that I want. It's something I have to actively work at as I continue to level up and grow. So, most people are living in survival, living in scarcity programming, worrying about paying the bills, worrying about, just making the next dollar so they can survive, really. So my goal is to help people get out of survival and scarcity programming by understanding the power of their subconscious mind and knowing that they can change it at any given time. They can make the choice to do that. It is a choice and it does require consistent action from you, and that's where people fall off. So another example is if you had a lot of chaos in the home. So if there's a lot of yelling, screaming, abuse, just anything like the plethora of chaotic homes, it goes on, right? So your subconscious will form hypervigilance, which is, anxious, anxiety, post-traumatic stress, and um, yeah, just all of these heightened awareness and panic, that type of behavioral pattern is what your subconscious will form. And then you will just consistently, your subconscious mind will be looking for more chaos. And then like, because it'll just learn how to thrive in that environment. So you want to actually, remove this chaotic program, because I had this too. I really had to train my nervous system to calm down and be okay with resting without guilt and not thinking that, I have to work every minute of every hour of 3 jobs of hustling in order to be able to survive, because that's the type of programming that you adopt when that's what is shown to you. So, another thing, a very common thing, is shame while expressing yourself. So, this is how your subconscious forms visibility blocks. And this is really common when your parents are always telling you to shut up and be quiet, and you're trying to express your emotions and they're not listening. And this really, really forms in childhood. And then also, it really comes through in relationships, I think, like romantic relationships and friendships as well. Like a lot of people get into a few shitty relationships before they get into a good one. It's like, but you still carry those beliefs that you've acquired through knowing that person in that relationship. And then that carries into your next relationship unless you are able to become aware of the patterns that you're carrying, right? So, when you're not able to express yourself properly or your voice has been shut down, then this forms visibility blocks. And then you have that fear of showing up, using your voice, being seen. These are all blocks that I have had to really work through. The only reason I'm able to teach this stuff to you here today is because I have had to journey it myself and overcome it. And I've been able to do this by building a personal brand, by speaking in my videos and just speaking my truth and just speaking and being seen in general, regardless of what the content is. It's been very transformative for me. And that's sort of the transformation that I want you to acquire as well, to achieve as well. I notice it a lot in my mother where she just shuts down and doesn't know how to communicate. Like it's really bad. There's a lot of avoidance. So this is all stuff that I adopted because that's what I saw and I knew. So I've really had to work on it by just opening my throat chakra and using my voice and being heard. So, um, yeah. So your subconscious runs 90 to 95% of your behavior through your nervous system. So when something happens, your nervous system has a reaction first, your subconscious sends meaning second, and then your conscious mind tries to rationalize it last. So this is kind of the layers of the mind. So this is why you can consciously want a goal but subconsciously and somatically sabotage it. This is powerful. So you can consciously go try to do something. Like I could consciously be like, I want to make 20 grand tomorrow. But subconsciously, my programming and my belief system is that I'm not worthy of $20,000 tomorrow. And somatically, my body will find a way to sabotage it by my nervous system will find a way to react in a way where I just sabotage me acquiring that $20,000 by choosing not to show up on a masterclass or choosing to live in fear about something or not show up to that event or you know what I mean? Like not make that phone call or not have that conversation. Like your body will quite literally sabotage your success if that is what is running in the background in your belief system. Somatically means in the body. So this is why when I showed up to when I consciously wanted to create content that day, my subconscious mind was carrying that old belief that like, I don't, whatever that trauma was around my body image. And then my body was reacting to that and physically sabotaging me. Like I spent a whole day creating content and I couldn't post any of it because I was like, I hate all of this. Right. So that is sort of what goes on at a subconscious nervous system level. And these are all intertwined things that we need to become aware of, that we need to work with in order to be able to break through blocks and barriers in our life so we can become more successful, more free, and not carry this trauma, this programming, these mental blocks and limitations within us. So the nervous system goes to the emotional state, to the subconscious meaning, to the behavior that you create, and then that becomes your life outcome. So that's kind of how this transition happens um, from an unconscious level. So this is the subconscious work that I do. This is the core foundation of all the tools in my tool belt, all the things that I've been able to use in order to bring forth my own healing and transformation. These things have all been taught to me by my spirit guides. I have never been to a therapist. I've never had to seek external help. And I quite literally used to be absolutely messed in the head. I had so much trauma. Okay. So I have been able to use all of this stuff, and I'm going to go over each one with you in order to, and I still use these things today. This becomes your new lifestyle as if you want to level up and grow and evolve. And my like whole being is centered around growth. I do not want to be the same person I was yesterday. And I believe that if you're not growing, you're dying. And if you want to get the most out of this life, you need to absolutely keep growing. So we do this by reprogramming our subconscious mind. This can be as simple as changing your internal self-talk, saying affirmations, listening to hypnosis tracks, rampage tracks, doing guided meditations, doing mental, visualizations like the meditation I took you through today. There's an assortment of things that you can do to program your subconscious mind. It's like this is you becoming a conscious creator and consistently, actively, consciously directing your thoughts towards the desired reality that you want day in and day out, instead of sitting in these negative, looping in negative programs and mindsets and stuff like that. It's you actually ignoring that voice and consciously creating a new internal dialogue that works in your favor, that is actively creating your reality every single day. Emotional release. So, emotion is just energy in motion, as they say. So, when you feel you need to release your emotions, like allow it, because you will, of course, become lighter. It's something that you're transmuting at an unconscious level that needs that physical release, like we talked about before. When I cry in my meditations, when I go and heal something, I always release, because that's the energy moving out of your body, that stored emotion, that stored trauma, that stored pain. It is releasing and moving out of the body and into the ether. So you no longer hold on to that stuff. So I had no emotions other than anger for like most of my life. I'm not joking you. Like I barely cried. And now I actively, consciously make a choice to go in meditation and heal and cry, so that I don't carry those uh, dense, energetic emotions, so that I can actually be more light, more free. Because if you're carrying a lot of built up emotions and you don't allow them to release, you're carrying a lot of dense, physical energy, or dense energy that is like literally weighing you down. And it's also attracting other negative energies to you. The more light you become, the higher your frequency, the more you'll be able to attract higher frequency people, places, situations, and opportunities. So you really want to work on the energetic foundations before you do anything, because this is what's going to allow you to create that golden timeline, that highest timeline. Nervous system regulation. This is something you're going to have to train your body to do if you're stuck in hustle and survival. And it's actually just learning how to talk yourself through panic, and learning how to breathe properly, and learning how to rest. There are different, things like EFT tapping and different nervous system regulation techniques that you can use here. Inner child healing is a huge one. So especially if you had a traumatic childhood, or you just didn't have the best circumstances growing up, then you're definitely going to want to reparent that younger version of yourself. This is something I had to do. I have an active relationship with my inner child, my younger self. I visit her often in my meditations. And that is, I basically just, as I've gone on this journey, I just speak positivity into her. I support her goals and dreams and visions, and I tell her that she's capable of anything. And I allow her to live a life that she didn't get, where she was the star of the show, and everything she wants, she can have. Like in my meditation, I have a space for her, and it has everything that she could ever want there. Like before I go and do anything, before I show up anywhere live, or even before my brand photo shoot, I really I put her on the set of the shoot. Like I painted her nails and did her hair, and I just put her in this fabulous outfit, and then I like put her on the set of that photo shoot like 2 weeks before I actually did it, so that I was comfortable going in there, and she was like with me living out her dream. You know what I mean? Like that is like the mother that I get to be the mother for my younger self by bringing her along on this journey with me. And I do things to like reignite my connection with my younger self, because as we get older, we lose that connection. We start to get into like we get into adult life, and then we kind of just we get rid of our humanity and we just go into routines and structures and work, 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 work. You know what I mean? But, go out and go on a playground and go swing on the swings. Go get your favorite like cotton candy ice cream or just go do things every once in a while that help you reconnect with that younger version of yourself. It's incredibly healing for the soul. And yeah, I visit my younger self often and I always make sure that she's cared for and um, she receives the love and adoration and um glorification that I never got from my own mother, my own parents. So this is incredibly powerful. And this is you understanding that there are multidimensional aspects of yourself playing out. You're not just a third dimensional like being this is like, you are a multidimensional being and there are many aspects of your soul. There are many versions of you. There's all kinds of stuff going on that you are unaware of. Timeline therapy is another one. This is one of my favorites. So I essentially what this is this going back into traumatic spaces and times in your life and feeling the pain. It's not fun work, but it's reclaiming that fragment of your soul that is stuck in that traumatic experience. So, I get to go back, like I moved around a lot as a kid. I've gone back to all of my childhood homes and I've had to just, at least acknowledge that there was a traumatic experience there. I've had to have conversations with my sisters and my family in my meditations where I'm like, I'm sorry that we all had to experience this, but we're going to bring ourselves out of this experience and we're going to, repair our connection to this timeline. You're literally like rewriting your own soul script. So I've also done this with all past like relationships, like partners that I've had that were extremely abusive, narcissistic. I've just forgiven them and thanked them for the lesson, knowing that it was a lesson, it was something I need to experience and I need to learn. And forgiveness is like extremely powerful and healing. So it's not holding resentment anymore towards your family, any past experiences that you had, any traumatic relationships. It's actually just acknowledging them, saying thank you. Um, I think cord cutting as well is a powerful technique that I do in meditation as well. We cut cords with anybody that has caused us pain, uh, any things that we're attached to. It's very powerful technique. And it just allows that energy that's stuck in your field to be released. So this is extremely powerful. I do timeline therapy all the time. I actually just did it while I was here in LA and with my father. So I just kind of had a conversation with him in my meditation. I was like, I just don't want to take on any of your scarcity survival programming, your money programming. So I really wanted to get rid of anything in my subconscious that I've adopted from his money beliefs. Because he, of course, doesn't have any money and he's still living in these really very, very low frequency timelines. And then that's how you actually heal this stuff at a subconscious level and create a new reality. Identity work and self-concept. So identity work is very much just showing up as the identity, like as the new person that you want to embody. So by me changing my wardrobe when I switch up my brand to an intuitive business coach, I'm wearing a blazer. This is now my identity. I show up differently. I sell a lot more on my Instagram. So it's really becoming the embodiment of the future version of you, but in the now. It's like this is getting your subconscious mind on board with you're already in that reality. You're already creating the success that you desire. It's really being uh, future focused, growth focused. Like the old you can't come to you with your new into your new life, right? So it's about releasing all of your old subconscious patterns, beliefs, emotions, trauma, and then also getting rid of your old identity. Shifting identities is what's going to collapse time between you and your desired reality as well. Self-concept work is the same thing. So when you embody a new self-concept, which is literally like you can write out a self-concept and say it back to yourself every single day. So it's what is the new self-concept? How do I want to be perceived by other people? And it's like a mental rehearsal of I am a very successful business owner. I am this, I am that. You know what I mean? Your self-concept is what creates the perception of other people. It's how other people perceive you. So when I go out into the world now, compared to what I used to be, like people look at me and they literally tell me like you are money. They look at me and they say you are, they literally because of the way I carry myself, because of the grace that I have, the level of calm and presence that I have. It is really the way I dress, the way I present myself, the way I conduct myself, the questions I ask. People talk to me with respect, and they look at me and they just know who I am, right? People look at me and within 5 minutes, people outside of, this small town that I come from, but they are like, you are going to be so successful. And it's like, because that is the identity, my self-concept that is being reflected back to me. It's how other people perceive me. They can feel my energy because my energy is what I work on first and foremost. So visualization and mental rehearsal, same thing. We've discussed this a lot. Shadow work and integration. So shadow work would be the experience that I explained with me going into my subconscious and seeing that tormented aspect of myself that was related to my self-image that was literally like torturing me my whole life. Yeah. So once I actually did that process, my spirit guides were like, anytime you choose to dislike yourself and your appearance, it is a choice that you're making. And even at any time I have like negative thoughts towards myself, my guides will literally show me a message and say, let it go. So it's now up to me to make the choice to love myself regardless and to drop the perfectionism essentially was something I had to learn. Integration is like integrating that shadow aspect of you, which is kind of the process of what I just explained. It's you've acknowledged it, you're aware of it, you've integrated it, you've healed it, and now you get to make the choice to not let it control your life anymore. Magical scripting. So this is very powerful. Magical scripting is quite literally writing out your desired reality and saying it out loud every single day. So your word is your wand. When you have consistent, intentional, like when you're consistent with your intentions, your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, and your voice, like that is you consciously creating your reality every single day. So it's not listening to the negative self-talk and listening to the outside world. It's you consciously scripting, rehearsing, visualizing, telling yourself a story, a positive story, mentally rehearsing and consistently directing all of your energy towards your desired reality. Magical scripting is one of the ways you get to do that. So you get to say, what do I want to create? So my magical script basically says like, I have a very successful coaching business and people are constantly messaging me and um, everybody loves my work and everybody, blah, 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 blah. So it's me actually speaking success out to the universe every single day. And essentially, what that will do is get my subconscious mind on board with that reality, and my subconscious mind will begin to reflect that back to me, right? This is energetic work. This is not, we're not doing anything. We're actually just controlling the energy, right? So, this is very powerful. And the very last thing, of course, is connecting with your spirit guides. So, my entire life is spirit led. I wouldn't be who I am today. They really help me make sense of this reality and they guide me to everything. And I just always, as someone who's always felt alone and left out and felt like I never fit in anywhere, and everything I've tried to do is just, I've met so many challenges and obstacles on this journey to becoming the greatest version of myself. And I've had to let a lot of things go, and it's been very challenging. Like my whole career, my life, I've let people go in my life that have been so impactful. And just over and over again, I've had to basically die over and over again to become this version of myself. So without my spirit guides, I just wouldn't be able to hold myself up as much. Now that I have more clarity on why I'm here and why my life has been so challenging, and once again, I'm not a victim. This is a soul contract that I chose to play out in this lifetime so that I could come here and fulfill my mission, which is to help bring forward this new paradigm of life, of business, to the people, because this is, of course, me bringing higher consciousness into a very low frequency planet. It's very dense here. It's a very sad place to be. That's why it's so easy to just adopt what you're seeing in your surroundings. And that's why it's really important to work on your mental state, your energy, in order to actually be able to get the most out of this life while you're here. You're a very brave soul for coming here during a time like this. We're in the middle of a huge technological transition, which is why I'm encouraging you to make the shift and start merging with technology by building a personal brand so that when we're so technologically advanced in the future, you're already ahead. That is also my intention, part of my mission here. So, personal branding and energetics is, in fact, the winning formula for you to get to your highest timeline. Through everything I've explained here, my journey with creating a brand has created a massive transformation for me. So, I'm able to show up as this person in this identity, guiding you, teaching you, inspiring you. I've been able to, by being who I am and showing the world my truth, right? So, that is what I've been able to achieve through branding and energetics. So I have consistently worked on my energy and healing the parts of me that stop me from showing up and being this person and fulfilling my mission here. So it's a beautiful blend of both of them. So showing up in your brand, which heals your visibility wound, using your voice, which heals your throat chakra, and doing the energy work in the background to be able to consistently evolve into the identity that you need to become to live out your divine assignment, live out your purpose, and to be able to help other people and uplift other people and bring them up on along on the journey with you by teaching them your own innate wisdom and knowledge. This is quite literally the winning formula. This right here is how you're going to be very successful in the future. With that being said, I want to introduce to you something very special that I have created. This is my very first 4-week group mentorship program called the Brand Magic Program. And I am so excited to introduce this to you. So, this is essentially years of my knowledge, years of my investing in myself, years of my expertise it's sort of all the ingredients that I have accumulated, and I am putting them into a 4-week program. And this is really for you to experience the magic that I have experienced through my personal brand, but also give you actionable steps on how to bring your brand and your vision to life. So I'm going to go through what you're going to be learning through each week. So week one is all about, it's your brand foundations. So this container story is actually going to be starting January 5th. It is going to run for 4 weeks, and it's going to be 4 live calls on Monday nights. They're probably going to be about 90 minutes to 2 hours where I'm going to be teaching you. I'm going to be doing live guided meditations. I'm essentially going to be bringing all of this work to you in a group space. And you're also going to have access to a WhatsApp group chat as well. So you can just connect with like-minded people. You can become a part of the community. I'll still be in there as well, guiding you, answering your questions on anything you may have. Also, I want to point out that I am intuitive. So you're not just working with me, you're working with my entire spiritual team. We are here to guide you forward on your path, on your mission. That is why I have access to these gifts. I can also help you access your gifts. So, week one is all about brand foundations. This week is all about seeing the bigger picture, getting clear on your why you're starting your brand or rebranding your current business. So it would be like, those business pages we saw before. It's like taking that and then just turning it into a personal brand where you become the brand. You're not just selling your product, right? So this is for both beginners, people already in business. This applies to everyone. This is one of my signature offers. So this is gonna um, be something that I continue to relaunch over and over again. Um, so also, yeah, what is the intention? What's your personal story? What is the intention for you embarking on this journey and your long-term vision? What problem are you here to solve? How are you going to stand out in the marketplace? Get clear on your mission, message, and unique value proposition. So that very unique code that you discovered today. Um, we're going to actually help you build a business around that. We're going to do a live meditation. We're going to help you activate your channel and really set the intention to open that up so you can receive what you need to receive in week 4, plus, typical intention setting and confidence building exercises. In week 2, we're going to heal visibility wounds and activate our throat chakra. So this is these are the two number one blocks in creating content on social media, and these are the blocks that I have talked about throughout this masterclass that I have had to overcome. So we get to the root of what a visibility wound is, how to overcome this pattern, and the root causes of a blocked throat chakra. We're going to do a live shadow work meditation, and this is your opportunity to heal and shift this wounding out of your subconscious and gain the confidence to be seen and heard. And then I'm gonna give you some visibility exercises and a throat chakra worksheets that you can actively work on continuing to develop. It's like a muscle. You're not, you got to keep doing the thing in order for it to open up more and more, and for you to become more embodied in that whatever it is that you're working on. So week 3 is clarifying your brand identity. So this is where we get into more of the business aspect of things and running a business on social media and kind of what that looks like, or what the foundations of having an Instagram business is like. So we're going to define your ideal client, avatar, so that's just basically who you're speaking your message to, like who you want to attract. We're going to get clear on your brand pillars. So there are 3 to 5 topics that you're going to consistently create content around. These are your passions, anything that you can talk about consistently over and over again. That is in direct alignment to your ideal client, your messaging, your purpose, whatever it is that you're here to bring to the world. We're going to develop your brand aesthetic. So my brand aesthetic is more luxurious, monochromatic, that like high-end vibe. But yours could be literally anything. So however you want to express yourself. We're gonna create your Instagram bio. So how, your mission statement, what you help people with. I'm going to go through types of content, and also like a content posting sequence strategy. And then we're going to go through, talk about messaging, and then a perspective shift strategy, so a couple strategies and a story selling strategy as well that I'm going to share with you. This is stuff that I have learned through investing thousands of dollars into different mentors. So I'm going to share that with you in this program. Week 4 is going to be channel your signature offer. That this is like the cherry on top. This is insane. This is something you probably had no idea you could do. So I'm going to take you through a guided meditation. It's the same meditation that my guides took me through to uncover my next offer. I discovered my long-term business container, the name of it, like last year. So I've known for a very long time that that's something that I'm going to build and bring to life. So I'm going to take you through that same process of receiving, the name of your signature offer, and then we're going to workshop it. I'm going to use my intuitive guidance to help you like get more detail on what that entails, right? So I'm going to give you a strategy for starting your brand, priming your audience, promoting and selling your offer. We can even channel the prices for you of your first offer, and then embodiment practices to anchor your brand identity into your subconscious. So that would be like, like for me, it's like dressing differently, you know, changing how I show up, changing what I'm wearing and my look, and making it all cohesive. It's like embodying that new identity of that person that you are becoming. And I'm giving it to you all for a wonderful price, a wonderful value of $444. So This is one on basically, one-to-one support in a group setting for $444 for 4 weeks. And we're going to fully lay the foundations for your brand. And basically, this applies to if you've never began before and you don't know where to start, or if you're in a rebrand, or if you already have a business and you're ready to turn it into something more personal, and you're ready to also like step into something that's more aligned. Because once again, we're only working from the soul. We're channeling our offers, our content, everything. So once again, this is the new paradigm. This is the new way of doing things that I am bringing forward to you, and I'm really excited to guide you through it. Once again, we start January 5th. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to start the calls, and you can purchase it by clicking on the QR code here. It's going to take you to the landing page, and just click join, and that'll take you to a payment form, and you can just type in your details there. We'll send you a welcome email with all of the details, the Zoom link, the WhatsApp group link, and get you started on your journey. So, if that is something you're interested in, I would absolutely love to support you. This is going to be really fun. You're going to learn a lot, and you're going to really come out on the other side with something tangible to start right away. And of course, my support to help you be confident and being seen. And, you know, you really get to receive my codes and all the stuff that I've been able to learn. In a very at an amazing value. So yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to invest in yourself, invest in your knowledge, invest in some new wisdom to receive new codes and to show up for the Brand Magic Masterclass, but to ultimately show up for you. It's been an honor to teach you, to guide you, to show you the way, and to share my story with you in hopes that you find inspiration in living out your dreams and living out your purpose and going all in on becoming the greatest version of yourself and not letting anything get in your way and not letting anything stopping you, and really sticking and being faithful to your intuition and to your vision, because that is what has gotten me to this point here today, and I want this for you. Thank you so much, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. You can reach out to me personally on Instagram. I would love to hop on a call and have a conversation with you to see where you're at. I would love to support you in any way that I can. Okay, thank you. Have an amazing day. Goodbye.